at the high school, I'm going to give Lexus a cue, and she knows what to do when I give her a cue. But if I said to Lexus, hey Lexus, let's do our happy feet drill, can you show me what that looks like, Lexus? So Lexus is one of our main outfielders. So there's her happy feet drill. And if she sees me do this, good. If she sees me do this, okay, and all we're doing is if you just watch her feet, right? It's all about, right? So it's all about just getting from a again, an active position, right? You never want to be flat-footed. You never want to be having a stationary position. You want to be active. If a ball's hit to that side, all she's doing is popping her feet and she's running to the ball, right? If the ball's hit to this side, she's just popping her feet, running the ball. If the ball's hit in front of her, it's just, you know, it's just come right in and get the ball, right? So that with her feet being active and non-stationary, it's just one way to get to a ball quicker. You know, we talk about it a lot in softball. You've got 3 seconds and 6 seconds, right? 3 seconds is home to first. That's a basic time for a kid to get from home to first, and 6 seconds is home to second. You know, that's kind of how you have in softball. You have those blocks of time. So you got to make sure that you do things in those time frames, 3 seconds and 6 seconds, right? And granted, at different levels, it's going to be different time frames, but that's the ultimate goal. You want to get to the ultimate goal, which is get things done in 3 seconds or 6 seconds. 3 seconds for an infielder, 6 seconds for an outfielder.
And I think one of the things that Jim has been emphasizing to us over the last couple of weeks is your girls may be used to doing a crossover step in the outfield, right? So where the first move is bringing this foot over before they break for the ball. They are not teaching that in the high school. It's really important that we do this pop step, right? As opposed to the crossover step. It saves time, it gets the girls in ready position faster, and it gets you a faster break to the ball. Does that sound?
And also, I'd be lying if I said I didn't trip trying to go from here. Like, if you see a ball, just go, you're down. Like, it's so much easier to pop your feet. It's also a lot faster, too.
Any questions about that?
Coach, one question with outfield, a lot of times we hear people say, you know, it's a lot easier to run back forward than it is to run backward. As soon as that ball's hit, some people to coach, you know, take a couple steps back because you're cheating towards a longer ball, and then you can always make up the ground going forward. Is that something you're teaching or not so much? Or?
I'm going to let Lexus answer those questions.
Yeah, that's usually what I do. Because coming into it, being an infielder, I had some trouble like reading where the ball went. So I found it easier to just like go like even just a little bit back, sit and read it. Because like, you're right, it's easier to come in forward. Because I'd rather have to come in forward and catch it here than be stuck going backwards and like trying to catch it over my head. So for me personally, I take a few steps back and then read it and then make my move.
And one of the things that you're going to see with the younger girls is the younger girls always move in. Always. No matter where that ball is hit, they're moving in, and then the ball is 50 feet over their head, right? Or they're just standing there waiting, and then the ball is 50 feet over their head. So if you can train them to take a couple of steps back, that's gonna do them really well in the long run.
As an infielder catcher, which Lexus was prior to last year, she's really, really good at getting balls at an angle, right? So as an outfielder now, she can track balls really, really well that are hitting the gap and that are hit short, right? She is awesome at that. She dives. She does a really, really good job at that. But to her credit, she also recognizes that for her, it's a small weakness for her because she's so used to coming in, right? So she now has changed her game to say, hey, it's okay to take 2 steps back because I got enough speed to get and react and adjust. So we do absolutely teach that with all of our outfielders. Once that ball's hit, your initial instinct is to freeze, right? That's the initial instinct. The ball's hit and bam, you're stopping. So it's much better to get those 2 steps back and then work your way back in. Thanks. Okay.
So one of the drills that we're gonna do in outfield.
I didn't have them bring their helmets or something.
Yeah. So the girls, right? So the girls should come fully equipped. They should come with their mitts. They should come with their helmets. They can wear sneakers. They obviously don't need cleats in the gym. Anything else that they want, if they've got batting gloves and want to bring those, that's certainly fine too. So, but one of the drills that we do, and we do it really at all ages, but the younger kids just eat it up. It's an outfield drill with a tennis ball. What you're going to do is you're going to have them put their helmets on their heads, okay? And we're going to give them balls as if they're, fielding pop-ups. They're going to do their pop step, and then you're going to throw a ball. You can throw it to the right, you can throw it to their left, and the idea is for them to take it off their head, okay? So, right? So what we don't want is So the idea is you want the girls to be able to track the ball, and know that they're not going to get hurt, right? Which is why they have their helmet, why they have a tennis ball. We don't want them to catch it with their face, and they're going to find out pretty quick that when they go to get the ball, if they're trying to, do this with it, it's going to go over their head. They're not going to get. I like to run a contest with the girls when they're in my section. I like to say, hey, we're going to see how, who can catch the most balls off their helmet. And they love it. They eat it up. I got 6, I got 7. Some of them are going to get 2. It's going to be tough. And actually, it brings up a good point. So you're going to have girls of all different abilities and levels when you're coaching in these groups. Play toward your audience, okay? So if you've got a girl that's a little bit more advanced, and she's a little bit more advanced, or she's proven she's a little more advanced, challenge her. If you've got some girls that just clearly are having a hard time doing whatever, catching it off their helmet, whatever the drill happens to be, just dummy it down just a little bit. We want all the girls to be super successful in everything that they do, because obviously the idea of this is to get them to love softball and to be proficient at it. If they come out and they go, I sucked, I couldn't do it, everybody else did it, and I couldn't do it, they're not going to be as into it.
The key what Mike was talking about was you don't want them to lose sight of the ball, right? So even though you don't want them to catch it off their face mask, you also don't want them ducking under and trying to do it off the top of their helmet, right? Somewhere in between is where you really want to get it. You don't want to have them losing sight of that ball. So the idea is, as Mike talked about, is to have them track and then hit, but the fun part is using your head in your helmet to catch the ball.
Yeah, one of the things that I did was, in order to have it hit my helmet, is I would look at it until it was maybe about where that light is, and then I would turn my head. So the girls really have to look at it until the last second. I would look at it literally until it was there and then turn my head, just so that I made sure I tracked it all the way.
And the whole point obviously is just tracking the ball. That's the whole point of the drill, track the ball. And then ultimately what we'll do in future clinics is we're gonna expand on that. So there's another drill that we have planned where you'll throw the girls, and it can still be tennis balls, where the girls are gonna catch first with their right hand, then with their left hand, then with their mitt, then they're gonna turn their back, and they're gonna do sort of a football drill. And did we decide we're gonna do the football drill?
Yeah, quarterback drill.
We'll do the quarterback drill. All right, do you want to talk about the quarterback drill?
I'm not going to throw it.
Okay. Yeah.
But basically what the quarterback drill is I'm the quarterback, she's the receiver. And we start with the foot fire, right? Just a little foot fire. And then I'll give Lexus a cue and I'll say, over here, right? She's going to pop her feet. She's going to go there. I'll toss her the ball that way. She's going to have her glove above her head. She's going to try and catch the ball over her throwing shoulder. She's going to have 2 hands, right? One hand to catch and one hand to secure. Now her hand's right there to make a throw, right? And she's right there and she's ready to do her midline and do that, right? So and we do it different ways. We'll go this way. We'll go to hand side. We'll go glove side. I'll make her show me her numbers. That's a ball that's hit directly over her head. And if I do something like this, she's going to just show me her numbers and then look back, right? And if you don't have numbers on your back, just say, hey, show me your back. Because that's the idea, is to get them to actually do a complete pivot, turn and go chase the ball, right? And then it's up to her what side she catches it on, where the ball is. And the last thing is the O something drill that we call, right? And it's about when you actually turn to a certain side and the ball actually is on the complete other side, right? So, we're going to say, go Lexus this way, and then the ball is actually over here. She's going to react to that and make sure that she gets to that side where the ball is, right? So we call it an oops drill for our girls, but that's basically what it is. You just happen, when you first feed the ball, and every kid is going to do this, and major leaguers do this, right? Where they think the ball is going in one direction, and then when they get to a certain point, they have to say, crap, I got to turn and go the other way, right? And we actually practice that. And I guarantee you can practice it at your levels as well, too.
Jim, one good point you made at the last thing I started doing at home with my girls to see how it would work is talking hand side or glove side. The lefts and rights, even working with the girls at the younger ages, they're trying to figure that out. So getting the habit of talking hand side, glove side was awesome.
Language is so important. Language of the game is so important. And that's one of the things that, for me, to try and transition in my brain to tell Lexus to go to her right side was hard even for me to figure that out, right? Because I'm thinking, I want her to go this way, but that's my left hand. Then I got to translate in my brain that that's Lexus's right hand. So for me, it's just easier to say I can see her glove and I can see her hand. So I can say, Lexus, go to your glove side. She knows to go that way. If I say, Lexus, go to your hand side, she knows to go that way. It just makes it so much easier. And then if she's a lefty, and it's on her gloves on the other hand, again, it's very, very simple. As you as a coach, it makes it easy. As a player, it makes it even easier.
Alexis, I have
do
a
this.
question for you. So after you've made your catch over your throwing, so are you then making a midline throw, or are you coming down thumb to thigh?
So, it depends on where you are in the outfield. So if I'm at the fence, I'm gonna do more of a big crow hop and then thigh throw. Whereas, say my infielder, say I had to run in on it and catch it very close to the infield, say my infielder was like right there, I would just do a quick midline throw.
Thank you.
Questions about? Good. All right.
For the